Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Dax O'Ryan. Say hi, Dax.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm a little bit late here, guys. I was hungry, so I went and had myself a little bit of leftover dinner. And then I took a shower. There was a wet monkey in there, y'all. A wet, naked monkey.
Gross.
All right. How you doing tonight, Dax?
I'm good.
We had a lot of fun over on the gaming stream tonight. It was dangerous tonight.
I like the fact that we actually did it all in one shot because it usually takes me 3 times.
Yeah, we were playing Borderlands 2, guys. It was one of the things that they wanted us to. The fans had voted to have us play, and it was great. It was awesome, and so far it's been really, really cool. Prove it, Monkey Boy. Goomberg, you give me shit over on Twitter? I'm looking at the Twitter machine because it's probably the last time I'll look at it for an hour or so. I've noticed I've started doing that. Cynic says I died. Well, you were much lower level.
And I was there to bring you back. You only died twice, technically.
If we brought you back, or if we did it again, if we did that same run again, you'd be a lot better off. But anyway, we're here to talk about news and boobs and what else do we talk about here?
Is there anything else to talk about?
We talk about games and movies, and if you're new to the show, guys, you're in for a treat because we do awesome stuff. Just saying that. I'm not just saying that's true, but anyway, I saw a story today. Rose McGowan revealed she had an abortion, y'all.
I read that.
She had an abortion. She was on birth control, but it didn't work.
Oh, I don't believe her.
Press 1 in chat if you believe she's on birth control or believe she was on birth control. Press 2 in chat if you don't believe this lying bitch.
That's just what she told her man.
That's my vote right there is 2, because I don't believe anything that comes out of this whore's mouth.
Nope. To think she used to be so hot.
She was kind of cute back in the day.
She was in my top 5 for the longest.
Rose McGowan used herself as an example when talking about abortion statistics. I have had an abortion and I support this message, she tweeted alongside a statistic that read, 1 in 4 women had an abortion by age 45. I'm not ashamed, nor should you be.
1 in 4.
1 in 4.
X'd it out.
Let's do the math on that, shall we? 1 second. Let me bring up a calculator because I'm not that smart to do this in my head.
How much are you going to say that they're going to say the miscarriages count as abortions?
Oh, no, this actually comes from a fucked up statistic from, I want to say the World Health Organization.
Those fucking shills.
But anyway, so 300 million people, about half of them are female. So that's 150 million people. Okay. And a quarter of that divided by, does this have a percentage on here? I don't know if this one does. So divided by 4 equals, that is 37 million abortions.
Bullshit.
37 million abortions, and nobody should be ashamed of that, y'all. Really? Shouldn't we have some shame that we're killing 37 million possible children? And don't give me that bullshit. Well, sometimes it's medical. Nobody wants to make it just medical, so stop saying that fucking shit. Stop it. That is a bullshit excuse. You don't mean it. You're not saying that abortion should only happen when it's a medical necessity. So stop it. 37,500,000 actually is the total number. Jack, you want to come hang out, bud? Jack says, abortions keep the coat hanger industry alive. Yeah. A miscarriage before 3 months is called a spontaneous abortion. So cut that number by 75%. Well, yeah, these are not taking that into account. These are going to Planned Parenthood, having somebody turn on the Dyson and getting that baby out of there.
Jesus Christ.
too soon.
I mean,
Anyway.
it was for the babies.
Jesus Christ. The 45-year-old actress, who is regularly vocal about women's rights and equality, explained that she was on birth control and it failed. I realized I could not bring a child into my world and simultaneously change the world.
Good save.
Yeah, I almost fucked that word all up. She can't bring a child into the world and save the world at the same time, y'all. She's no superhero. I do not regret my decision, and it was not made lightly. If you do not want an abortion, don't get one. All right. What about a man who doesn't want his child aborted?
Tough. It's my choice, my body.
My body, my choice. She then welcomed discussion by inviting followers to use the hashtag #HonestAbortion to talk openly about their experience.
Fuck you.
My body, my choice, my life. Have you had to make a choice? She wrote. Her tweet received dozens of replies from women who shared their stories of abortion, a widely discussed issue this week as legislation for late-term abortion procedures and protection of failed abortion survivors has been introduced in Washington, D.C. That is a disgusting statistic.
Mm-hmm.
And we live in a time where 1 in 4 women should not need abortions. You shouldn't need that. You're talking about getting pregnant unless you were raped. You did something wrong. Jack, how you doing, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Shut up, Jack.
I'm not Polly.
Hi, Jack.
He went Polly on your ass.
I don't know. I don't see Polly, so I had to do it for him.
Fair enough.
Jack.
Yes.
What do you think of the number 37 million abortions?
37?
It's a lot of abortions.
That is. That's a lot of stem cells.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I find that number to be probably highly inflated. Either that or there's a very serious problem with education for birth control, especially in poor neighborhoods. Because you never see Planned Parenthood in nice areas.
No,
you're saying it's problematic?
Oh, I would use the word problematic because that's a lot of dead kids.
It is. And I have no problem with saying, we need better sex ed. We really do. Because if kids are getting pregnant because they don't understand how it happens, yeah, we need to educate them on them.
I would actually call this racist too.
It is racist, but we're not allowed to talk about that, Jack.
No.
And if you guys don't understand why it's racist, the vast majority of these abortions are African American. Black people have the same percentage of abortions as white people, even though they are 1/5 of the population?
13%.
Yeah, it's 13% is what I've heard.
Yeah, and whites make up like 60% ish.
Yeah.
But they both account for about 37% of abortions.
And whose fault is that?
Well, if you ask some people, it's Planned Parenthood's fault because they're purposefully trying to get rid of black people. How many more black people would be in the world without it? It's fucking, it is racist. Now look, I don't think everybody who supports abortion is racist. But there are people who support abortion who are racist, and they do it for racist amount.
Yeah.
Jack makes up 37% of abortions.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, Jack. Use a condom, my friend.
Whatever. That's their rules.
I just love how everybody who has a story like this, we used birth control. The fuck you did. No. If birth control had the success rate that you hear from people like this, it wouldn't be allowed on the market.
Yeah, I think you're misunderstanding this, Monkey. They say they are using birth control because Planned Parenthood is there birth control?
Oh.
Well, she said, no, because she said it failed. I see what you were going for.
Yeah, the system failed because there was Planned Parenthood.
Rose McGowan and her hashtag honest abortion. Here's your honest abortion. You're killing a lot of kids because you're fucking irresponsible. And it's disgusting. We're at a point in our society where they should not be necessary because we know how fucking pregnancy happens.
I mean, I could stand to watch an example of how it happens.
Well, that's what Pornhub's for. I don't think you want to see Rose McGowan in that, though, because
I did back in the day. She ruined herself.
It was not aged well.
No. That haircut alone.
See, I think this is a product of feminism, though. I mean, as you become more hardcore feminist, you get weirder looking.
That's not wrong. We've seen those compilations. We can pull one of those up soon, too. Didn't Planned Parenthood start out as a eugenics organization? Asked cameraman. No. The woman who started it supported eugenics. It's different.
It's a difference.
It's a distinction almost without a difference in many respects.
You're right. But it does have to be separated because while she started the organization, not everybody who joined it was on that bandwagon, and she didn't start it with that pitch, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it started out as more of a birth control advocacy group.
Yes.
And to give women education, but she had very strong underlying eugenicist ideologies, and she hung out with a lot of eugenicists. If you ever get a chance to read any of the books Margaret Sanger wrote, they're very interesting because she was a pretty big racist too.
Oh, she was. There's a lot of argument about that. People are like, well, she wasn't really racist. Like,
oh, yes, really? She was.
Really?
Yeah, she did not like black people, and she thought they were kind of subhuman.
I was going to say subhuman's the only word I could think of when describing her thoughts on them.
Yeah. It fits. That's why.
She's, Singer was a racist. She supported eugenics, and she was a cunt. And she's... I want to talk about one more part of this, and we discussed this just the other day, and I had a little rant on it. This whole 1 in 4 thing, because when they say it, they say 1 in 4 women will have an abortion.
No,
as though it's like 1 in 4 women will have breast cancer. When you get cancer, it's not something you did. Breast cancer, it just happens. It runs in the family. Okay, maybe you can do some things that can help it along, but it's not like elective surgery to remove a child from your twat. It's different. Having an abortion is absolutely an option. It is a choice you make. They keep presenting it as though this is going to happen to women no matter what. No, you don't even ever have to get pregnant. There are women who've gone their whole lives, never got pregnant.
Voluntarily or not.
You know what they never needed? An abortion. The idea that 1 in 4, the way they present it, 1 in 4 women will have an abortion. They don't know. No. Even if we granted that, it's 1 in 4 women choose to have an abortion. That's different than the way they state it, where it's like, this is inevitable. It's not inevitable. Make better choices with your life.
Yeah,
and if you've had an abortion and you get mad at me saying that, I don't give a fuck. Because that's what it is. It is, you've made bad decisions in your life and it's led you to there. Every time I've had the abortion debate with people, and there's a woman, they'll be like, did you know I had an abortion? I'm like, did you know I don't give a fuck? It's not going to change my mind that knowing you.
It's anecdotal.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't change my opinion of abortion. You don't have to do it. Make better choices. And if part of that is better sex education, fine. I'm all for that. I think it is imperative that we teach children how pregnancy happens and how to avoid it, and how you can go to fucking Walmart and for $11 buy 40 fucking condoms and you're set for a while.
That's called the Weekender.
Ah,
Well, when I
the good weekender.
I'm trying to think. There were some times in high school that probably would have just been a week, but it's $11.
It's not expensive. Anybody
It's
can
not.
get them. You're telling me that you can't walk up to a random like group even, and out of 10 people, you're telling me nobody's going to give you money for condoms if you're that desperate. Trust me,
dad
nobody wants to
bought
see
'em.
little yous running around.
My dad bought them for me. I bought them for my children.
There you
I have
go.
no problem with it.
And why should you?
Well,
Eh.
isn't that kind of rubbing it in their face if they're not getting laid? Like, here's something you can't use.
Well,
That's why you
I
gotta
was
ask
absolutely
first.
sure, or my dad was absolutely sure I was having sex, and
He was absolutely right.
he was. He'd walked in on me. Let's see.
Well, there you go.
These things happen.
The condoms were sitting on the end table, unused.
Over on Streamlabs, thank you, Shiogarath. With the death of a grandma, 2 kidney surgeries for my father, 2 car breakdowns, dead engine and dead transmission on different cars. It's been a hell of a week. For once, tell me a joke, monkey. LOL.
I will find you a joke show.
Find us a joke that's worthy of that. Shio, that is a fucked up week. I am sorry to hear about your grandma.
I was wondering where you disappeared to. I'm
dude.
sorry to hear it.
I hope your father is doing well. And damn, man, that is a rough week, bud.
Yeah.
And
Hang
for
in
the
there.
record, I love Shio. Shio has made a lot of my days better with some of his horrible jokes I can't read.
Absolutely enjoy him. Whenever he's around, I always laugh.
Real quick over on Streamline. I'm on the fuck are they called on YouTube?
Super chats?
Super chat. Thank you.
Wow.
Fuck me. Connor Johnson. Today is Dr. Seuss's 115th birthday. You know what that means? Bring out the green eggs and ham and the roast beef and wear your best cat hat.
I have a two-part joke. What is pink, flies, and squeals?
I don't know.
A baby fired from a catapult.
Oh.
What do you call the baby when it lands?
Splat?
Free pizza.
Oh. And Shio, that one was for you, bud. That's a good one. That's horrible.
Did you dust off one of the old dead baby joke books?
You have no
from the 80s?
idea how specific I had to be while searching for this.
Thank you, Jack. Not many people have that I know of have you read those?
Oh, yeah. We had a couple of them when I was a kid.
Back in the day, man, those were the greatest thing ever. There's actually a video on YouTube of people reading it and they're all huffy and puffy. That's not even funny.
It's
Fuck
hilarious.
off.
What are you
They're
talking
hilarious.
about? Piss off. I was making dead baby jokes before I realized that was a genre.
Yeah, there used to be an entire series. My brother had every one of them, and they were called The World's Grossest Jokes or
Yes.
something like that.
I still have one of those. I got it at a Spencer's when I was like 20. I walked in like, oh my God, I haven't seen this in like 5 years. So I bought one. It's in a closet somewhere.
Yeah, that and Sniglets.
Sniglets. Oh my
Sniglets,
God.
that was from not necessarily the news.
Yeah, with that guy that looked like discount version of Miller.
Look, that dude looked like he had children in his basement, but he was funny.
Yeah.
Rich Hall, yes, thank you, Prospero.
Yeah, Rich Hall.
Prospero has all the information. He's like, okay, there was a dude on this show once. Who was it, Prospero? She's like, bam. Real quick,
Are you Skynet, Prospero?
She is. We have a good time to remind people that this show is brought to you by you. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so through the Streamlabs link that I'll throw up in a moment. You can do it through the super chat the super chat butt. I think it's time for me to stop talking. Plus, these gentlemen are going to throw their links in so you can support them as well. You guys are amazing, and we thank you for everything that you're able to do. So, Fred McMurray, why do I know that name?
Monkey, can I invite somebody?
Who are you inviting?
Chaos Eve.
Of course you can bring Chaos on.
Invite sent.
Super butts. Yes, give me all the super butts. Jesus fuck. Also, you can like and share the stream. That helps tremendously. Liking really helps, guys.
It
And I know
does.
there's a lot of people. I'm not going to like till the end, and that's fine. But liking during actually is a lot more helpful.
That's what she said.
It is.
Shale with a joke. He says, "What's the difference between puberty and a windshield? I'll still fuck her after she's gone through the windshield."
Oh.
Aw,
Oh.
Dibs on the fourth hole.
Ah.
that wasn't fast enough to call dibs. Hi, Polly.
YouTube. I don't necessarily support what's said on this channel.
Lies. There you go, Polly.
We have to talk about the title, otherwise it's clickbait. The title of the stream was Top Secret. And that's because Trump intervened to get Kushner a top secret clearance. Congress should investigate.
Why?
People are
Because they don't like Jews. No,
Apparently.
wait, that's not the answer.
No, I think that's probably more accurate than you think.
Hey, beautiful.
Hi. How's it going?
Good. I didn't get a chance to say this to you face to face, and this is close as we've ever been face to face. So, happy birthday, sweetie! I know it's a couple days late.
Thank you. That's actually what I'll make it up right now because I was out celebrating my birthday tonight. So
Oh, did you have fun?
went out to eat and then we did an escape room with my friends. So
I've never done one of those.
they're a lot of fun.
Jack, I just stepped all over you. What'd you say?
I just asked her if she got lucky.
Oh, did you get lucky?
No.
Feeling lucky, punk?
Almost asked a chick for her number, but that's
Almost. What?
It's something about it felt off the whole situation. I was just like, I'm not gonna go there.
All right.
So
Was it because you left her behind and she didn't escape the room and she's still there?
no, she was actually the girl who worked at the escape room. And I always feel kind of weird hitting on someone at their job, so
No, that's the best place to do it because they can't escape.
goddamn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did that come out? I've never actually done that. I've been married since forever ago, so that's not true. When I was, I guess, in high school, I did it. Poor girl at the movie theater, come here, baby. Come talk to me. That's all right. She never minded. It's when I put her in the trunk that she had a problem.
They always do.
Oh.
Thrashing around like lunatics.
They quiet down if you give them a light, though.
I cleaned it out.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
did you give her the light?
No, she don't need a light.
Well, that's why she was pissed.
You put one of those little push button nightlight things with batteries in it.
Yeah, that works.
That
Just
way
fine.
they don't get scared. That's what it's really about.
If they
All
have
you
that hope,
need-
they don't cry about it.
You need a couple of zip ties. She'll stop.
Well, no, because that doesn't keep their mouths shut most of the time, and you got to get the ether rag close enough to the fit. I mean,
Does
YouTube.
the cloth smell like ether?
This is all a joke. We love women, and we only put them in the trunk.
They
Wait,
asked you.
Yeah.
there's no good way to answer that or to finish that
only
sentence.
only when it's their kink, because you don't kink shame.
Only when we're trying to get into a drive-in, okay? We only got $5. We both want to see the movie.
Yeah.
It's everyone who's cheering me on from chat. So I'll tell you what, next chick that I run into, I'll hit on that I was like, hey, she's cute, I
Do it
promise
for
I'll ask.
here. You know what you do? Go up to her and say, "Look, I go on to this stream, and everybody in chat told me I should come talk to you." And they'll be like, "What the fuck is a stream?"
they'll picture her standing out in the middle of a creek somewhere with a bunch of fishermen. It'll
I'm
be
not sure
weird.
what would be worse if she actually knew about you assholes or not.
Oh, it'd be worse if she.
No. Look, I have told people before, if you want to get laid, you tell the chick or the guy that you're interested in about this show, and they will be so grateful. They will at least give you a handy. At least. I'm just saying. A president enjoys a fair amount of discretion when it comes to designating subordinates for access to the nation's secrets. But reports that President Trump personally intervened to get his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, A top secret clearance raises serious concerns that Congress must investigate. No, it doesn't.
No.
I didn't.
No, it doesn't. It's actually within his job description to be able to do so. If you find him doing something illegal, by all means investigate. But this isn't illegal. Fuck off. Fuck off. That's all we're reading about that story, because I was having more fun talking about all of the other stuff.
It's all you really need to know about that story.
It's true. It's true. There's some asshole who writes for the Washington Post, doesn't like Jews, and doesn't think Kushner should have clearance.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I've started really embracing the SJW thing, where if there's something wrong, you blame it on some minority status.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the Washington Post say write something bad about Stacey Dash because she's a conservative, and be like, "Oh, you just don't like Negroes." It's a lot of fun. It's a little game I play, and they turned out to be the most racist, anti-Semitic, homophobic people on the planet if you play that game.
I think they're looking that way without even playing that game.
It's a lot, yeah. we had that chick down in Baltimore, or was it Baltimore or just in Maryland? I can't remember if the district's there, but the state chick who referred to the Negro County, but she used a disparaging word.
Wow.
Yeah. She says she doesn't think she ever said it, but they asked her if she ever said that word. Have you ever dropped an N-bomb? And she's like, I'm sure I have. Like, oh,
What are you talking about? I mean, what?
that's not the right answer for your side.
Who says that?
All the cool kids, don't you know?
Hey,
Yes.
Monkey, do you think Trump changed the Republican Party for the better, says Michael Kinslow. You know what? Miles Kinslow, sorry. And thank you for the super chat, but I think Trump could have. When Trump won, my first thought was, now the Republicans are finally going to get it. Polly,
Sup?
how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing okay. And yourself?
I'm actually having a pretty good night, except my wife isn't home.
Oh.
And she gets to be with Little Butt tonight, and I don't. Because she had to go to the
night to do
office.
what you want, though.
Yeah, I would rather be
So
cuddling
you can hang out
Little Butt.
online with your friends and eat ramen.
I do that
and-
anyway.
I know. I'm fucking with you.
The fun part is, my wife she's had to work at the office the last 2 days, so she's made sure I've had food. Yesterday, she'd made up a casserole. All I had to do is put it in the oven, and she gave me enough money to order pizza. And yeah, she takes care of me, but she gets to go be with the little one, and I don't.
Yeah.
I think that there's also another issue there.
What's
So
that?
You have to have your cell phone with you in case you fall down the stairs and are just trapped at the bottom.
My son is here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, speaking of which, I pulled a monkey today. I fell up the stairs.
Good job. Are you okay?
Upstairs.
Yeah, I actually hurt my left knee a little bit, but yeah, it could have been worse.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, well, you know.
It can always be worse, no matter how bad it is.
See, people say that, but somewhere somebody's had the worst thing happen to them.
Being sent to
Yeah.
the level of hell.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
have you seen the movie Monkey Shines? Based
I
on the
have
Stephen
not.
King book? Okay, there's a guy who's like a quadriplegic, can only move his head,
uh-huh.
and he gets a pet helper monkey, and it turns out to be a murderous psychopath.
Oh, I remember that. You slime.
Yeah, and he ends up having to
Okay.
fight the monkey with just his mouth.
He does. He bites the monkey.
What
That's,
kind of fucking retarded ass?
It's so bad. It's so good.
Isn't that from
It's
like the
a-
90s?
It's from the
late
80s. This is based on a Stephen King story. And that I would say is getting worse because you're already a paraplegic. Your life already sucks. You might as well, just drive your little scooter into the lake or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you get an evil monkey on top of that that's trying to kill you.
But see, when you win though, when you eventually win, you go, yeah, I killed that motherfucking monkey with my teeth.
My teeth.
Yeah, but then then
mean,
you
he
don't have a
headbutted.
helper monkey.
He
It's
was
like I
he
had this little monkey
could
helper.
still move his
He
head,
tried
right?
to murder me, but I fucked him up.
I want to answer that question before it goes too far away. When Trump won, my first thought was the Republicans will finally get it. They will finally understand they don't have to kowtow to the press that is obviously so fucking leftist. They can actually stand up for the things that they believe in and tell these guys to go fuck themselves when they try to paint them as racist or sexist. And instead, the Republicans are like, we can't act like that. We still have to. The press, we gotta appease them instead of our voters. And they
Right.
paid for it in 2018. He could have changed the party, and instead, no, I don't think he really changed anything. Sadly.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the party changed him more than he changed them.
I could probably give you that a little bit. He's, believe it or not, guys, he's toned down a little. He's toned down a bit from the campaign.
A little bit.
Polly,
agree.
were you?
Excuse me.
Probably
Oh,
better
okay.
not be dying. You're not allowed to fucking die.
I won't die. It's fine.
Better fucking not.
gosh.
Hammer's
Well-
trying to fucking do it.
Yeah, Hammer needs
Yeah.
to get his ass better.
I had to
I
sit him
know.
down and set him straight.
He's not doing too well. It's not good. It's not good.
Just fair
Well,
warning to
correct.
anybody who wants to be friends with me. You should know that when by becoming friends with me, you sign a contract that says you cannot die for the next 80 years.
That works
Huh.
for me.
Where's the
Verbal
downside in this?
You have to live to 80 years past whatever you're doing, and it may not be as much fun as you think it is.
Bring it on.
Look, if I make it to 120, I'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Do we get to be vampires like Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
No, just long lived.
Oh.
Like the elves.
I want to.
you know.
I want to be a vampire so I can be a creepy old man, but women don't think I'm hot.
I want to suck you. No, just suck you. I don't care about your blood.
It's like, yeah, hey, how old are you,
Here.
vampire man? I'm 300. Cool. I'm 15. Let's do it.
Ew.
Yeah, it's
You're
called
Twilight.
Twilight.
dead. What do you care?
If you
Yeah,
think about
okay.
vampire stories like that, they're creepy.
Okay, Prospero says time is against me. Okay, in your case, and people like over 50, I give you a 20-year discount. So you don't have to do the full 80. You can do 60 if you want to.
Look, I am happy to do another 80.
So-
Now, if you said you only get 10, I'd be like, ooh, we got to talk.
No.
What were you gonna
It's
say,
in the
Paul?
contract.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm interrupting everybody. I'm going to shut up for a second. Go ahead.
You're good. You're good.
Finally.
So, is anybody following global news today?
No.
The
Israel,
Earth's
for
not
example?
round, you liar.
Well, you heard it here last. Everyone knows that shit.
Have you been following Disc News today?
Yeah, that's better.
Israel's attorney general announced his intention on Thursday to indict Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on charges of bribery, fraud, breach of trust.
Oh
Mhm.
my.
Wow, that's heavy duty.
Heavy duty.
We
Yeah,
read
it's
that
pretty big.
on Lords of the Night yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
But it turns out, I mean, he was indicted, but it doesn't matter because, I mean, this can take like up to 10 years before anything happens, and he's still allowed to hold his job and everything through it all.
Mhm.
So, I mean, he'll lose the election maybe because they have an election going on over there, guys.
Mm-hmm. You know who's really looking to lose their election?
Who's that?
Justin, I should not have my job, Trudeau.
Justin, I should not have my job, Trudeau. That's a good.
Well, he shouldn't. He got elected because he's a pretty boy. Look how cute he is.
And name recognition. Let's not forget
Well, yeah.
about that. You know,
Well, he
he's
would
a
have been more.
fucking Canadian Kennedy.
Well, he would have been more recognizable if he had gone by his father's last name of Castro.
That's true. That's true.
Oh,
Have you seen the pictures that they've done where they show that he looks like Castro?
yes.
It's creepy. Like I'm starting to believe that one. That
Me
may
too.
actually be true.
The problem that I have with looking at this Netanyahu news is that if you read any of the English language Israeli sources, they're so political. Like it talks about like all of Netanyahu's effrontery or all of his heroism. Do you know what I mean? And so it's like I'm reading foreign newspapers that are actually touching upon the given issues, but they're not as up to date as the most detailed ones that I've found so far in trying to read about this today are from 2 days ago. Do you know what I mean? So they're covering the overall story in more detail, but lack the detail that he was actually indicted. Do you know what I mean? But it's like reading the English language Israeli sources is a fucking nightmare because it's just, you know, this guy's a war hero and he's protected us and he's done this and he's done that. Or this guy is, you know, the Donald Trump of Israel. Everything he does and says is wrong, you know? Fuck. Israeli newspapers are really fucking politically leaning one way or another with this. It's wild.
Well, that's no different than American newspapers are about Trump. I mean,
Sure, but it's okay. I would feel equally as bad for an Israeli citizen trying to read. Like, so what's really going on with Trump? Have fun with that, you know.
yeah. That's
I'd
why I
just
always
read-
tell you, like, if you're trying to find out what's going on, if you want an unbiased source on American politics, watch the BBC because they don't give a shit about what goes on with us half the time.
Yeah, but they also really, really don't like Trump.
That's true.
You know, they always use those journalist weasel words in my experience of reading them. It's like Donald Trump, amid accusations of racism, corruption, and foreign collusion, did this thing that doesn't relate to any of the things we just said, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Right.
our press does that too, and it is so bad. We'll get into something and we'll start reading it, and then it'll be like, who admitted to grabbing women by the pussy? Like, what? Could you stay on point just once? That's all. Just one time.
I'm being yelled at in chat. BBC lies all the time. Yes, I know. Sometimes they're less biased than our local sources are, I should say, against us. They're not completely unbiased, but they are a little less biased than, say, like Washington Post or CNN or something like that.
Well, when it comes to our politics or our news, I really like the Independent over there. The Independent, if you're reading it for British news, it's trash. But if you're reading it for news on us, it's like you said, they don't give a fuck. So it's just the who, what, when, where, why. You know, what journalism's supposed to be in a newspaper. So yeah, I really like their reporting on our stuff. Anything else, I don't trust them as far as I could throw their building. Oh,
I have an interesting bit of news here, if I may.
What's that?
The Hollywood Reporter is revealing some cast members of the new animated Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh God, who we got?
We got Will Forte as Shaggy.
Who the
which
fuck
should
is
be
Will
pretty good.
Forte?
You'd recognize him if you saw a picture of him.
I'm looking him up.
Okay. Then we've got Gina Rodriguez as Velma.
I don't recognize that dude. You lied to me.
You don't recognize that guy?
No.
What?
Yeah, Gina Rodriguez, I recognize. She was Ugly Betty, right?
Yeah, that's Ugly Betty. You don't
Really?
recognize him?
And who's she playing?
She's playing Velma.
No. William Savage,
I
thank
can see
you.
that.
Heart you all very drunk. I'm not, but I hope you're having a good time being drunk.
Drunk.
No.
You said it wrong. It's Tunk. He's
Detunk.
Detunk.
But most importantly, we got Frank Welker as Scooby. Frank Welker is a legend in cartoons from the 80s.
I would agree.
And because even I know who he is. I don't even watch that many cartoons. But most importantly, Tracy Morgan is going to play Captain Caveman.
Okay.
What?
Who?
Yeah.
is?
Yeah, Tracy Morgan.
Okay, I guess.
Okay. Okay, let's go down the list of all the things wrong with this situation. 1. What?
Well,
Number
you
2.
see, this Scooby-Doo movie is going to, they're planning on making it a big release, and they're having the team of Mystery Inc. join forces with the Hanna-Barbera characters to save the world
fuck
from Dick
me.
Dastardly.
Okay, I don't really have a Okay, I'm seeing some pictures of Will 40, whatever his name is, and he looks kind of familiar. I don't have a problem with that. That sounds like a fun cartoon. As long as they make it fun, do it like the old school Hanna-Barbera. I have no problem with it.
That's kind of what it sounds like they're doing, and I'm kind of excited by that because that could actually be fun. I'm just hoping Space Ghost shows up.
And they should have Ghastly do the voice. All of the women in the movie should be played by Stacey Dash. That's
Look,
yeah.
you didn't even know who Stacey Dash was until Polly told you.
I did know who she was. I just didn't know her name. I just knew she was that hot black chick. That's how I know most women.
It's
It's like,
hot
is
pair
that
of tits. That's like, oh,
yeah? What's wrong with that? Thank you, Snubbers. You fucking had me at Dick Dastardly.
And you can't have Dick Dastardly without Muttley.
Yes. And that's the important part. Dick Dastardly I was never a fan of, but yeah. Oh God, did you guys hear about this story? Oh, this is so weird.
What's
Tooth
that?
found growing in man's nose after he lost sense of smell.
ew.
Wait, what
I mean, I know tumors can do that, but ew.
Lost your sense of smell? It might be something a little grosser than a stuffy nose caused by a cold or flu. A man who complained to doctors that his olfactory system wasn't working properly was stunned to be told that the culprit was a tooth growing inside his nostril. The wayward chopper was only found when specialists poked a tiny camera up his nose to explore what was going on. They actually have a picture of the tooth. That's nasty. Yeah, they say it can happen. I mean, the whole area is kind of connected, But yeah, a tooth, instead of growing properly, started growing right into his fucking nose.
I want to know what caused that mutation to happen in our genetic line. Like, was there a point where we're like, we're going to eat through our noses? Like, that's doesn't seem right.
This could have been the next level of human, and they just snuffed it out.
Yeah,
they ripped it out. I mean, he could be eating a steak right now through his nose.
yeah. Instead of taste buds, he has smell buds.
Yeah, bitches. I'm in a good mood. I really am. I slept a long time, guys. I slept 10 hours. That is unusual for me. I woke up and saw the clock. I was like, what the fuck happened to me today? I didn't even I took drugs last night, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oops. I have to keep that in mind. Drugs make me sleep. It didn't used to, which I guess that means my body's finally... They told me eventually my body might get used to this pain and it'll just be like my new normal, to where like I don't even feel it.
Well, that's horrifying.
Isn't it? But just your body, will shift and be like, okay, this is what it's supposed to feel like now. So it wouldn't even be like, I'd feel the pain. It would just be, that's how it's supposed to feel. Hasn't happened yet, but a small plane crashes into Florida condo. All right. Cruel creep busted in savage killing of service dog stabbed over 100 times. Fuck you.
Burn in hell.
Jesus.
Sorry, Dax. I should have read that headline before I read it out loud. We don't do dead animals or dead kids here, guys. I apologize. That's on me.
So let me ask you this, though.
Yeah.
If we're going with not offending Dax, if I was to send you a news story about ramen, would you read that?
No.
Oh, yes, I will. Absolutely. No,
Okay.
It's not about offending Dax. We have two rules about what we'll read here, and they are no dead kids, no dead babies. Or those are the same thing. No dead animals.
Well, technically, if you're going by my babies, you know.
If you say same thing, I'm going to mute somebody randomly.
Same thing.
They're not the same thing.
I was waiting for you to mute like Jack or somebody.
If you want to submit news, you can submit it to where, Dax?
Hashtag MITAM.
That's right. Over on the Twitter machine. You can submit it to Discord, but I never go over there.
Unless he wants a Stacey Dash moment.
That part is true. See, I shouldn't be tired. Why am I fucking yawning?
You're weird.
Man staged abduction to avoid paying Super Bowl debt.
Yay. The only reason to do it.
All right, we're gonna read that one. An upstate New York man staged his own abduction and robbery to avoid paying $50,000 for the Super Bowl pool he'd organized, police said. Cops found Robert Brandell tied up in the backseat of his blue Ford F-150 truck in a Tops supermarket parking lot in Newfane on February 27th. The 60-year-old from North Tonawanda, Tonawanda, just outside Niagara Falls, had a rope around his neck and the other end was looped around the headrest. He was also bound at the hands and ankles with duct tape. Brandell's story went like this. He told state troopers that two men he'd picked up in his truck on February 25th flashed a gun and stole $16,000 in cash he'd won from the Super Bowl. The men, who also participated in the pool, made Brandell drive around Western New York against his will for 2 days, then tied him up and ditched him in a parking lot, he claimed.
Good grief.
It didn't take long to catch on to Brandell's alleged tale. Looking to score big on game day, the wannabe high roller made up names in the squares of the pool he was running. But when none of the numbers hit, he couldn't pay out. When none of his numbers hit, he couldn't pay out most of the $50,000 he had promised. Brandell is charged with felony fraud and falsely reporting an incident. So he's charged with the smullet. He even put a noose around his neck.
He's charged with a smullet. I like that we're calling it that.
That's what it is. It's a smullet.
Sounds like he might have put slightly more work into it, though.
I want to know. I mean, he was missing for 2 days. They didn't mention a wife or anything.
He can't help he's a loser.
Did you send me that story, sweetie?
Oh, I was just joking about it.
I was
I
looking
can
for a
find
ramen
one
story.
if you want.
I'm going to look up a ramen story. Let's see. Ramen, and we'll
So just go to Google in the news and type ramen and see what comes
Right.
up.
There's no news. It doesn't come up as news anywhere.
What?
Come on.
hold up.
Where's the news? Oh, there it is. 6 offbeat ramen options to try right now. I can't. I'm streaming. There's not a lot of ramen news. Cooking the perfect ramen egg is no magic trick. Smith, the twirly, slurpy goodness of ramen.
Is that written by Ramen Lewis?
That'd be awesome. Come on, let me read the damn story.
Japanese noodle star ramen Tatsunoya quietly opens in Silver Lake. Quietly.
You have to do it quietly.
Quietly.
Dax, when was the last time you ate ramen?
2 years ago. Quality
Did you
ramen
hate
at
it?
a Japanese restaurant.
What'd you say? Quality?
Yes.
How do you have? And look, man, all ramen is good ramen.
No.
Now I'm going to disagree with you there. Some ramen is definitely better than others, and some ramen is just not edible.
I didn't say some was not better. I'm just saying all ramen is good ramen.
No.
I think good is really not the appropriate terminology there. All ramen is acceptable ramen.
No.
Holly,
Wow,
you got an idea on this?
What about ramen?
Yes.
What about it?
Is it always good, or is it what? Pick a side.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to eat like a bowl of frozen ramen if that's what you're asking.
Monkey said all ramen is good ramen. Is that a true statement?
No, what if somebody vomited in it or something?
That's not the ramen.
Well, you said
you
all
could
ramen.
rinse off the ramen, put the new packet on there, and it's going to be fine.
No, they're like, I mean, all ramen is cheap, but then there's like the extra cheap ramen. You ever had that, Monkey? It's not good.
No, if you get it from a restaurant, it's not cheap.
Look, we're talking about bougie ramen right now.
Okay, yeah, bougie ramen is pretty. Yeah, that's what I buy. I buy the fancy high end shit.
Comes with
I
like
go to the
eggs
restaurant and I get the good stuff. I'm just
Yeah.
fucking you.
If you can afford the good stuff, you get the good stuff. If you're dirt poor like us, you get the cheapo crap.
I eat like a real Asian. It's 35 cents for a week, and I'm fine.
I can assure you that is not how a good Asian does it.
That is how the Asians eat. I've seen them in China.
That's because those people are poor.
Are they Asian or not?
Depends who you ask, isn't it? Some would say the Asians are actually white people, so they're not even Asian.
White people.
Yeah,
They're from Asia.
Well, is Asia real? Because I don't even know anymore. Australia's fake. Canada's probably not real.
You guys talk for a second. I'm reading something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Australia's fake because Zelthor discovered that they're actually all on the moon. They're actually moon people. Yeah, man. He was playing which one was it? Borderlands pre-sequel. And everybody on the moon, because it all takes place on the moon. So he discovered that they're actually, all the Australians are actually moon people because they all speak with Australian accents on the moon. So it makes sense.
Huh.
They really do.
But how do they live? How do they live on the moon? It's stuck up in the firmament. You'd think it would fall down off of the lid of the terrarium.
You know what? I don't know the details, but all we know is Australia isn't real. Australians aren't real. Sorry, Peter. We figured you out. You know.
Oh wow.
Sorry, Gwen Llewellyn. That we.
Nice try to trick us.
Peter says, "Are we? I thought we were all English method actors. Shit, it's all making sense now."
So I'm reading this is an article in the Daily Beast, and the person is interviewing Jim Gaffigan, and this is what the interviewer asks. Well, it's not really an ask; it's a states. Well, in the case of Louis C.K., I'm not sure where he's going to be in 5 years. My issue with Louis, aside from going after the Parkland kids, which I just thought was a little lazy, was that I don't think he's even personally apologized to the women he's targeted or done any work to rehabilitate himself.
Targeted how?
He did apologize.
So there's been a lack of contrition and self-reflection on his part, which is weird for someone who's traded in that so heavily in his stand-up. That's what the interviewer said to Jim Gaffigan, to which Jim replies, "Let me say something you might find annoying. I agree with everything you've said. I think Louis is a genius. I'm a comedian, and I'm never going to be an advocate for censorship. The Parkland joke, I wouldn't do it, but I would never censor it. Like Ricky Gervais, I believe any topic can be funny. But watching this comeback as an American, Americans love a redemption story, and he's smart enough to figure it out, whether it's in 6 months or a year. Whether he'll return to his prior status, I don't know. People think it's crazy when I say this, but I think the media can't quit Louis." One, I do disagree with what that fucking asshole said, because he didn't target women. He what was it? He fucking asked women.
Yeah.
Oh no, all men target women. That's how it works.
Yeah. We have that.
Hey, don't be sexist. Some women target women too, Jack.
I know, and that's fine, but it's sexy when they do it.
Yeah.
When you
depends on the woman.
When you guys do it, it's hot. When we do it, it's creepy.
When Rosie O'Donnell does it, I don't think it's hot.
unless it's Polly, in which case, it's hot too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got that smoking jacket, so. That
But
gives
I
him a leg up.
like that Gaffigan came out for uncensored jokes there.
Yeah, Gaffigan seems like a pretty cool guy. Actually,
He really
pretty laid
does.
back. I've heard that he's like really well liked because he's kind of just a normie middle-aged guy. But I'm kind of surprised that he actually had the balls to come out and say that.
Yeah, exactly. That's fucking awesome.
No, I think a lot of these comedians are realizing that their jobs are in danger because if they can't make jokes because he's made pretty safe jokes.
Yeah.
He makes food jokes and he makes fat guy jokes and he makes white people jokes.
He doesn't do blue comedy. Yeah.
He doesn't. He doesn't try anything edgy but he knows that it's only a matter of time before they start coming for his jokes or before they start coming for his fellow comedians' jokes, and they got to take a stand now because if they don't, they're all fucked. So,
thank you, Jar Jar. I target women, but only in Overwatch. Sorry. What were you gonna say?
I was done.
Pocket.
I remember that.
No, I'm a huge fan of Gaffigan because he's not blue and he's still funny as fuck. The observational comedy he does is amazing, and every time he does it, it's like, yep, you're right. I think the last time that a comedian was that right on was probably Carlin when he'd do his stuff like that, like when you're walking up the stairs and you think there's another stair, or walking down the stairs and you think you're at the bottom. Gaffigan has a knack for finding those things and really just making them funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice to see a comedian actually fucking. Oh, somebody sent a ramen story. Stand up for the free speech and not go, well, he shouldn't have made that joke. Gaffigan goes, I wouldn't have made that joke, but I'm not going to censor it either. Good for you.
Exactly.
And the interviewer set him up with a loaded question because there were a lot of things in there that were like, come on, really?
He did like a lot of interviewers did. He set him up as this is either going to be an easy get for you because you can deny Louis and be on our side, or you can be on Louis' side. And he's like, I'm not playing your game. This is what it is. I wouldn't make that joke, but I'm also not going to censor it. So
yeah, and fuck y'all. The Parkland joke was funny.
Yeah.
Watch this tiny Japanese woman crush the biggest bowl of mee sadap I've ever seen. Oh, that's a mukbang video. I don't watch that. Stuff's weird. And I don't understand people who do.
What's mukbang?
Oh, Polly. Polly.
It is normally like a Asian thing, but Americans do it too. It's not so bad when Asians do it. They kind of just make it like it's like binging on a lot of food.
Okay.
And they make videos of it. When Americans do it, it's gross.
When anyone does it, it's gross. I don't want to see people eat. And these people go out of their way to be loud about it.
Yeah.
What's that fat bitch's name?
Tess Holiday.
No. Somebody in chat.
Kelly Jean Drinkwater.
No.
Why do we know all these people's names?
What's wrong with you people? There's a fat bitch on YouTube, and she gets in. A lot of people hate her, and I think even
now you made me forget it. It's Anna something, right?
Amber Lynn Reed.
Amber Lynn Reed. There you go.
Right as Dorky said it. I'm still counting that for me because my brain did get it. Yeah, Polly.
Yes.
Look up Amber Lynn Reed.
Or don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't think it's pretty good. Let's
save yourself.
You could probably find her by typing moo. So
Things that make you go moo.
Things that make you go moo. We should make that song.
Polly, what's on your mind tonight?
I'm reading different ways to add eggs to ramen right now.
Oh my god, please stop.
Well, I am. I went shopping yesterday and I got a whole gang of fucking ramen, so I'll be making some.
You're a bastard.
Well, while you're
What?
doing that,
Because
I'm
he's
going to look up
feeding
a good
himself things you don't
Amber
like.
video for you.
What else did you buy at the dollar store?
I went to the fancy grocery store because it's the one that's open late, so that's the one I went to.
Oh.
Because Polly is much like the rest of us, and he is vampire.
How to serve smoked
he's a
salmon
doctor.
bellinis with chopped egg?
Night people are awesome people.
Oh, speaking of vampires, Monkey, you missed it.
What's that?
SDA joined us on game night tonight on the Minions.
Oh, did she? How'd that
Yes. Yeah, went great. We were playing Jackbox, and she came in, and I think somebody put up the thing of SDA as a vampire, and it's like which celebrity put in a celebrity name. So we put in a celebrity name, and it says which celebrity would be most likely to be a vampire, and I was like, SDA, and I won. So and she's like, y'all better vote for me too.
All right, Polly, I'm sending you a link in DM. I'll share it with you guys too.
Oh, okay.
But here you go, man.
And we did our
There you go.
usual horrible racist jokes. It was great.
Nice. Dr. Thank you. Okay, so I've just finished 40 drumsticks and I'm still only 180 pounds. Is this a bad thing?
Good fucking grief.
What kind of drumsticks? Are you talking about the ice cream? Or are you talking about actual like chicken or
Chicken.
turkey legs? What is going on with SpaceX?
Kyle says, don't click that link.
Click it, enjoy it. It's her eating like 400 taquitos.
400.
No, that's
Why?
an exaggeration.
Okay.
It's a plate full of taquitos. I didn't count. I haven't been 180 since high school. Me either. Well, was it high school? No, probably since junior high.
I was down to 189 earlier this year. And then I put weight back on. I put like 10 pounds back on over the holidays and haven't been able to shake it.
I don't weigh myself. What a waste of time.
Yeah. I don't need to make myself that sad daily.
Right? That's what doctors are for.
Right?
Well,
They
that's
tell
what-
you once a year, and then they're like, lose weight, fat ass, and I'm like, sure thing, boss.
Yep.
I go to the doctor a lot, so I get my weight a lot. That's where I get it from.
The doctor puts weight on you?
Yes.
Wow, what an asshole.
Your
What a
doctor's
dick.
weird.
Thank you, Jar Jar Binks. Man, I just saw Momo, and now I wish I hadn't.
Momo. That's
God.
new meme.
What
You know
is
what?
What is this meme? I don't know it.
Her
Look it up.
fingers are bigger than those taquitos.
No,
No,
that's a
you
great
really
way.
should.
That's a way to get brain cancer. That's what everybody told me about 2 girls, one cup, and I was like, haha, no. I almost said 2 girls, 1
It's
drink.
like a Japanese Tengu demon with nice cans.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay then.
It's fake.
Yeah, but what's the thing going around that it's supposedly?
It's like the new Bloody Mary when you speak into the mirror 3 times. Except for it tells like kids to like kill themselves and shit. It's funny.
Yeah, it's kind of like a YouTube version of Slender Man.
Yeah,
That's-
it shows up in videos like you don't think it would. It's like episode 3, Peppa Pig, season 2.
Oh, it's the bird face lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen her, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
For it's been hitting big for last week or so because it's researched that people think it's real for some stupid ass reason.
Because people are dumbasses.
I considered earlier putting my face on a picture of a woman I looked up wearing a muumuu, saying I was doing the muumuu challenge. Mr. Misanthropic, thank you so much. There should be no limit or no line in comedy. Laughter is the best medicine, and nothing should be off limits, regardless of the subject matter. I absolutely agree.
And nothing you said was wrong.
I think people who want to censor comedy need to stay the fuck away from whatever comedian it is they're talking about. Thank you, Snubbers. Momo is an urban legend and paranoia based off a statue someone made.
Huh.
I read a story about it tonight, trying to figure out what the hell the challenge itself is, and it's something to do with kids suicide. And I don't give a fuck. Not that I don't care about kids and suicide. It's just I don't give a fuck. These memes and challenges keep coming and going, and like, stop it, just stop.
There is going and coming and coming and going.
Oh, I want to mention this too. Somebody out there has been donating to me,
Hmm.
and I can't see the donations come through.
What?
But hang on, I get the notice on PayPal. I'm not sure who you are. You are incredibly generous, and I am so sorry I've never said thank you before, but thank you so much. I'm wondering if it's those times, Dax. I'm sure you've heard me say it. My alert goes off, and then I go over there, and there's
Oh.
nothing there.
Yeah, maybe that would solve a lot of our curiosity.
Yeah, but I happened to notice it on my PayPal thing yesterday, and I was like, "What the fuck? Why isn't this showing up?" And to whomever you are, thank you so much, and I am sorry that you don't show up. For some reason, if it is going through Streamlabs doesn't like you. I love you. So fuck those guys. Polly, what do you think?
Of
Amberlyn Reed.
Oh God, dude, I don't understand. Like the video's got like 167,000 views on it. It's just some fat lady eating.
Yes.
Well, there are those who actually somehow get off to it, and there are those who just like, what the fuck is this creature, you know?
Monkey's
So-
new fundraiser. Monkey gets glasses. I have glasses. I just don't wear them. But thank you. Yeah, there's whole if you insult this lady, her fans come at you like vegans, man. They are
Come at you
crazy.
like vegans.
They fucking love this fat bitch.
They love every inch of her, which is
Yep.
substantial.
Ugh.
They also she has a PO box and they send her all kinds of shit.
Usually food.
She also was involved in some scandal of raising money for somebody who supposedly had cancer who really didn't. If you go down the Amberlyn Reed hole,
Gross. No.
it's as dark and nasty as you might imagine. Thank you, Jar Jar Binks. Sadly, the last time I heard Make It Stop, I was incarcerated. Although now that I think back, I had a great recipe for toilet Merlot.
Yay. At least you got something out of it.
Damn, son.
Now that you're out, you don't have to make turlet Merlot. Fuck.
Yeah, you
Turlet.
gotta make turlet.
Turlet. You made me go southern.
I watched
Turlet
it.
Merlot.
Turlet.
What do
Have you ever known people in real life who say turlet?
Not real people, but it sounds like Scruffy the janitor.
I
made it in the turlet.
and down there in the turlet. Rednecks like to say that because they can't pronounce words.
Can't pronounce words too good.
They should send her some fucking Duromine. What's that? Cynic, what is that? Is that an Australian thing? Will that make her get thin?
Is it like Diet Vegemite?
Critical Lindsay says, I highly recommend Omegon's 2-part video on Amberlyn Reed. She's a special breed of trash. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
But
she's
look-
out there.
you got to give it to her. This is okay. Look,
Oh, I will not give it to her. She can find a vibrator that fits all the way down there.
this is an unreally obese woman. For those of you who haven't gone and looked it up, think of the pictures seen at Walmart or Walmart.com kind of pictures. That's her, and she's found a way to get a whole bunch of people to pay her a whole bunch of money to eat. I mean, that's kind of impressive, really.
Yeah, it's a depressing impression.
It is.
She's a big fat lady. She's eating herself to death. My God.
Yeah. You seem upset by that, Polly.
It's fine. It's fine.
Polly is black-pilled tonight, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know.
The
Come
world
on, this-
sucks and everyone should die.
Well, no, that's a little far gone, I think.
No, I think we should just nuke the whole damn thing and start over.
Nuke Australia.
What? No, not just
Look.
Australia, the whole world. Listen, Dax.
Only Australia.
The only thing that needs nuked is Canada, as winter is starting in Michigan. Jar Jar Binks, thank you. We're not rednecks, god damn it. We're simply trailer park savvy. With your turlets?
Turlet.
It's amazing how often rednecks throw an R into a word that doesn't have one.
Mhm.
Like when they go warshing things.
When they go to wash the
Washing
things.
and turlet.
Gotta work the turlets. Oh, fuck me.
Well, if
All
you're
right.
not careful, you end up in an ambulance.
In the name
Oh, you cheeky cunt. That was good. I regret not thinking of it.
Oh my goodness.
And then after he says that, he drops Streamlabs in the damn chat.
Oh fuck. I'm sorry.
God damn it, Jack.
I have very little shame.
That's just timing. He's like, here's a terrible dad joke. Give me money.
Give me turlet money. We all need turlet money. Oh goddamn. What time is it? Oh wow, it's already 3:30. Oh, we started late, didn't we? We started
Well,
like
but-
2:20 tonight. Okay.
Oh yeah, look at the time. Jesus. Okay. Well,
Oh look,
Yeah.
it's gonna be Dax's favorite person, Ramen Noodle 78.
Hey,
Hey Ramen, how you doing? Is ramen the same as ramen? Or is that a different person? Have we decided? Have we figured that out yet?
mm.
You could just ask. I'm sure they tell
I
you.
did ask, and I don't know if we ever got an answer.
wait a minute. There's more than Ramen Noodle 78.
Well, I call Raymond Lewis Top Ramen Lewis
Oh, okay.
because I don't know why, when I first saw his name, my brain said ramen, and I kept it to myself. I was actually able to say it, but I told everybody about it, so he became Ramen Lewis.
Right. Okay.
Peter says different person. Okay. So we got Top Ramen Lewis and we got Ramen Noodle 78. Nothing wrong with that. That's a lot of ramen. What was that, Jack?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I got a Streamlabs here from Evolved Potato. Thank you very, very much for that. It says, tell Dax not to nuke Australia until I get out.
Oh, there's
There
some
you
people
go.
I'm going to get on the arc, but the rest of you are done for.
Let's say that, and then we got to do California, and then we got to do Canada. We got a lot of nuking to do.
Thank you, Jar Jar Binks. Well, I'm half Scottish in wealth. We interdict ours into just about everything, sadly, including sheep.
Oh,
Oh, you know what I wanted to talk to you guys about? We read a
Wait.
story tonight on Lords of the Night.
I don't
About
like
the-
that your transition from sheep fucking somehow comes into like, oh, I wanted to talk about this.
I wanted to talk to you guys about this. No, it's actually very specific. Last night we were talking about the possibility of Marvel Comics shutting down, and we read a story tonight about people starting to speculate that ramen. Fuck me, that Marvel Studios or that Marvel will shut down Marvel Comics.
Uh-huh.
Still think it's likely true.
I don't.
what the
Holly's-
Marvel? They're going to
Holly's
shut down
been
Marvel
on it
Comics.
today.
Well, okay, look.
He's so full of the thing.
No, it's just okay. Everybody talks about that article, and it's like, that was the talk of the day in a bunch of different places, right? And okay, it's a fucking garbage tier website article that's entirely speculation based on the fact that CB Cebulski and fucking Joe Quesada are going to be at South by Southwest on a panel together. Really? I mean, yeah, okay, the declining sales and every other goddamn thing, and you're, I don't know, it just screams of media activation to me. It's like let's scare people into going, no, Marvel, don't shut down. We love you, Marvel. Like,
Make love to us, Marvel.
That was
like-
disturbing.
Like I have no doubt that Cebulski and Quesada, the editor-in-chief and chief creative officer at Marvel, the comics division anyway, are getting together at South by Southwest for a panel together to talk about we're the ones in comic books that supplied all of the creative material for all these movies and television shows to be made. We're awesome. And it's like, yeah, I have no doubt that they're trying to justify the worth of their worthless company to their parent company, Marvel. And what's his name? Fuck, slipped my mind. He's always tweeting at giving us great story ideas, Monkey. What's his name? Massive Dynamics?
Yeah, Massive Dynamics, yeah.
Yeah. And he tweeted at me, and I don't know, I responded like in haste and anger, but it was like the core of what I said is what I think. It's like, these two guys, especially these two guys, Sobolski and Quesada, let the fucking lunatics at fucking Marvel, the SJW fuckers, run around like fucking crazy for 3 fucking years and helped their ever declining sales, helped spawn the creation of Comicsgate. And now they're like, well, we're still of worth, even though we let these morons run around and do all this crazy shit. You know who Joe Quesada's best friend online is? Fucking Renfamous. You fucking moron. You're tweeting at her, happy birthday, and you're so awesome, Ren, and we love you, Ren. And it's like you're making Comicsgate happen. You're making people not buy fucking Marvel comics. And now you've got to justify the declining worth of your already worthless fucking company when you have to fucking pilfer and pimp out the local comic book shops to sell your fucking overprinted crap. We're going to activate some fucking media sources on this to be like, no, don't shut us down, Marvel. Oh, fuck, whatever. They're not going to shut fucking Marvel down. Like Jack says, the worst that's going to happen is they're going to farm some stuff out here and there and here and there, and that's going to be the end of it.
Well, that was mentioned in the article that they might farm some of it out if they did shut it down. Real quick, thank you, Jar Jar Binks. And you freaks are lucky I live near Vegan Gaines. I'm in Ontario. God help me. One day I'm stabbing him with a boiled carrot. You just made us accessories, dude.
Yeah, unfortunately.
None of us will remember this in an hour. What are you talking about?
I won't remember in 10 minutes.
There'll be something shiny and we'll all forget. But no, they're already farming out their IPs to another company. IDW has 3 titles that are Marvel Super Action Black Panther, Marvel Super Action Avengers, and Marvel Super Action Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
the worst that's going to happen is they're going to do temporary, not long-term licensing to this and that. The only thing that Marvel has going, it's not like they're a pool of talent anymore. They're a pool of fucking hacks. The company's completely fucking top heavy. Everybody's a fucking contract agent, except for the 2 fuckers that are going to be on that fucking panel. I mean, and Sana Amanat too.
I think the important thing is what nobody's talking about is that going to South by Southwest for Marvel is more than just a regular tour or regular stop at a convention. South by Southwest is an incredibly progressive event. Mm-hmm. That's who they're trying to get to buy their books. So this is just creating hype for their speech, which is supposed to draw in, new readership from their target demographic, which are people that don't buy comic books.
Well, I think the real question is, if it does shut down, are we allowed to tweet "learn to code" at them?
Yes, absolutely.
For about 24 hours, probably more like 12 before Twitter calls it hate speech. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's hate speech.
We could say learn to comics, but it's well past that point.
Technically, it's what is it? Targeted harassment. That's to learn to code at people.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it is.
No, I heard that and I thought about it today. I'm like, that's what we were just talking about last night.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's interesting that it's coming up, but I don't know. When something you really care about is like, Comicsgate is a big fucking thing, but it's been like everyone's moving over to AnimeGate. And don't get me wrong, I think Vic is being fucking railroaded, but I don't know. I see it taking over that story is taking over the destruction of a fucking industry that's, I don't know, been around for literally decades, edging on a fucking century at this point. Sequential art and popular editions. And come on. This is, it's giving the fuckers in the pro comic producers a reprieve they don't deserve. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get you. I do. Real quick, thank you, Jar Jar Binks. I get better reads off a piece of used toilet paper.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think comic paper smells better. It might not read better, but it smells better. There are times people tweet things at me, and I understand what they're doing. It's like, hey, you've either talked about this or I think this is going to be important to you. And instead, the article itself pisses me off. It's like, why would you show this to me?
Was that Marvel one of them?
No. I can't remember the last time. It doesn't happen very often. I find it funny, like when I get the same one like 9 times in a row. But there's times that the article itself will be like, are you trying to give me a stroke? So I get being a little testy when somebody sends something to you.
What is the name of the retailer / producers meeting convention that just happened, Jack?
I don't remember.
So there's a whole bunch of Diamond representatives there, and comic professionals, as well as comic book shop chains and individual store producers. So a guy who owns 3 comic shops in the Bay Area, including the largest one on the West Coast, made this speech that the complete text of it was available online. And it's him reading what basically boils down to a bunch of Comicsgate talking points. That's why cosmicbook.news came out with that article. And it's like, who the fuck is that anyway? It doesn't matter. Garbage tier. It'd be the same as CBR put it out or Mary Sue put it out. You know what I mean? It's based off of the fact of that meeting, and that very large local comic book shop owner on the West Coast came up with that speech to say that the industry is in a state of distress. Marvel Comics can publish all the fucking comics it wants. They don't have to sell them. We do. They just ship them and overship them, and we can't handle it. Would you please stop? He actually says that. An audience full of fucking Marvel and DC executives. Please stop this.
Jelly for sorry.
No, that's
Jelly for life. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Hello, SDA. How was everyone's week?
I think
SDA?
I think you need to look again because I'm not SDA.
Thank you for the donation. That's actually Chaos Eve.
Yep.
I don't know how I should feel for you.
I take it as a compliment. SDA is gorgeous. I mean,
No, you know who Meatloaf is, though.
Oh,
wow.
no. Here we go. Them shots.
Ramen says, what about the giant spider story?
That's called It.
I don't remember a giant spider story, and I like spiders, so. Spiders don't bother me. Snakes
Like
bother me.
spiders. You just
Snakes.
lost points in my eyes, Monkey. I'm sorry. I thought you were cool.
Spiders eat all the other nasty shit.
Uh-huh.
It's true. Spiders are your very ugly, disgusting friends.
Yeah.
Chat Gunsy says it's Chaos Eve, just ginger SDA. See, that's the thing, is that now SDA is ginger too. Well, she's a redhead. No, she's quite ginger, but she's a redhead. So.
Does that mean she sold her soul?
Maybe.
Lost it somewhere.
Maybe I just stole it.
She left it at the beauty parlor. Oh, Monkey hates bats. I do, and you know why I hate bats? Because they're little flying rats.
I remember that stream.
That's
And
so
for the record, that bat was alive when it left my house.
Yes, just with a broken spine.
Begging for mercy.
I don't know. I mean, it looked fine to me.
He looked fine when he left my house, officer.
When I threw his corpse out and then tossed one of his wings after him.
No, he had both wings on. He was fine. Oh, man. Do you think, Polly, that there is a real shift away from Comicsgate?
No, I don't. I think all the people that feel the way that they feel still feel that way. I just think it's a unfortunately undeserved reprieve for comic pros, because everyone's like, oh yeah, let's talk about anime for a minute. Yeah, let's not talk about our declining sales and our relentlessly pushing #1 issues for $7 to $9 each, and us over shipping and all the other bullshit we've been up to for 3 years, sabotaging our own long-term longevity. They're hoping it's going to move over to that, because it's all Twitter's alight with now in terms of nerdery and stuff. And I certainly understand why. Vic, from all outward signs, Vic Mignogna is absolutely being railroaded. Totally.
You cannot get that man's name right for nothing.
Yeah.
McNogdog.
There's always one person in chat that can pronounce it. So whoever it is, go ahead and put it out there.
It's McNogdog.
McNugna.
Is that really it?
No. It sounds good though.
Thank you, Jar Jar, who says, "Meh, bring back Gamergate was more interesting."
No, we lost Gamergate. That's where we should have had that's where the opening fight was for the current wave of SJWism, and we lost Gamergate. So
it's the same fight.
It is in a lot of ways.
it is. It just moved to a different genre, and because nobody cared, because it's just a bunch of stupid gamers on the internet who are being sexist and all that stuff. They're just like, oh, whatever. We'll just roll over it. Gamers need to get out of the parents' basements anyway.
Started with Gamergate, moved to Comicsgate, now AnimeGate. They're coming for your slot cars and metal detectors next.
Yeah.
Guard your hobbies.
They're already moving into Warhammer.
Yeah.
Tabletop
Gamergate
gaming
was just the first time people could fight back, is the truth. They've been doing this shit for decades. Coming after shit, movies, television, music. They've been coming after it forever. Gamergate was just the first time there was a platform and enough people who actually gave a shit to fight back. Gamers were like, fuck y'all. And look how they got treated. And it's no different with Comicsgate. But yeah, it's same war, guys. And all of the people who it's over, we won. No, you didn't. You really didn't. It's still going on and it's getting worse. It is getting worse. Comicsgate is a different thing because going independent is a more viable option in that industry. It's not about going independent, man.
Well, even with Gamergate, you could go independent there too. I mean, with your video games, the problem is it's not about what video games are a lot more dependent on reviews, and it's not about who will publish your game anymore, because you can do self-publishing on a lot of platforms now. The problem comes in is when somebody reviews your game and says it's full of sexist, homophobic, misogynistic bullshit, blah blah blah, and bashes it in front of millions of people, and so they don't play your game at all.
It doesn't even have to be your game. Hang on. Thank you, Jar Jar Binks. Can we have Poopgate and no, there's not touching my Nurgle?
What?
I hope we don't have Poopgate.
No, they're not touching Nurgle. Nurgle is one of the chaos gods in Warhammer.
That's okay.
Nurgle's also in Billy and Mandy.
They're gonna play with your Slaanesh a little.
Much like with Comicsgate and Gamersgate, it didn't even have to be that there was anything wrong with your game. It's you.
Yeah.
You could write the most PC comic out there, or make the most PC game out there, or even the most just bland one that has nothing to do with anything. But if you're a sexist, then nobody should play your stuff. If you're racist, nobody should play. Don't play this guy's game. Look, I understand it's kind of interesting, but he's a racist. Fuck them. And yeah. This is. I hate using the term because it's annoying me, but this is a culture war, and it's been going on for decades. And the side for freedom and against stupidity is way, way, way behind.
And not to go all Styx Hexenhammer, but they've been doing this since the religious people tried to get rid of Dungeons and Dragons back in the 80s.
Oh yeah, well, don't you? We had rap music back in the 80s. Oh, they're saying bitches. They're talking about bitches and God, Two Life Crew. They didn't help that at all. But God love them. Hey, we want some pussy. What a great song.
Well, sort of in response to what Styx is up to. I mean, you take a look at like what Image Comics is coming out with. Jesus Freak. And it's like, is that Jesus jumping over a wall and cutting the head off of Roman soldiers? Why, yes, it is. And Jack, here's for you. He's fighting a giant lizard monster now.
He's fighting a reptilian.
I have been waiting for you, son of Nazareth. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? I mean, seriously, like, look at this fucking ridiculousness. But, there you go. And what is with the Jack? It was like you were saying before. What is with the fucking mid-90s attempt at edginess? I mean, first it was fucking DC's imprint Vertigo attempting to put out Second Coming, a Jesus story that's all, sacrilegious or whatever the fuck. And now Image Comics is putting out Jesus Christ Kung Fu Star. I mean, what the fuck? Why?
I have a theory on this. Because, being with an education background, I've seen a lot of people, and you get people from different backgrounds, but you get these like homeschooled kids from super religious families, and they are literally living 10 to 20 years behind. And that's what these guys are doing. They have that same mentality. They think that being edgy is offending people you don't like. And that was true in the 90s. So they have a mentality 20 years behind. It's sort of like if you go to certain parts of Canada, you'll see people wearing jean jackets still. We call that a Canadian tuxedo. But they're just kind of behind.
So Jack, fun fact about Eve. I was one of those religious kids that was homeschooled.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about.
No, seriously, you're not far from the truth. It's it was a while after I moved out from my parents' house that I actually grew up.
Yeah, it's a rougher assimilation for the people in that situation. I'm sure you're well aware of that.
Because when you're 18 and you're like, oh, everything's hunky-dory, I know everything I need to know about the world, and then you actually have to go out into the world and you realize you don't know shit.
Yeah, you're not prepared. And that's what these kids are. They have a different concept of how the world works. Like that movie Blast from the Past. That one? And
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser comes out and he's like, "Oh my gosh, a Negro."
Yeah.
Yes.
That's sort of how, that's how they kind of how their brain works. They don't think they're being in any way retro or redundant. They think that they are being edgy because that's what they consider edgy. They're like, I'm going to own the cons. No, nobody cares about this stuff. A comic book about Jesus, really? Yeah, back in 1995, you would have been top of the edge, man. You would have been right there with Neil Gaiman and Garth Ennis. But no, it's just kind of pathetic and sad to see somebody try this. It literally is like watching somebody come out of a time capsule. It's so alien to the actual readership. They really have no concept of what they're doing. It's really just pathetic.
And in it, in my opinion, you see the biggest question everybody keeps asking is like, who is this for? Who are you publishing this for? Whether it be Marvel's Cat covers, their variant issues, or Jesus Freak, like, who are you publishing this for? Who's your phantom audience that you think is going to be buying this crap?
Well, that kind of goes back to the religious motif, though, because they have that same cult-like mentality. Chick tracts are not to convert people. They are for the person handing them out to feel good about themselves. That's the same thing here. Because this is not for the audience. This is for their friends, so they can show it to their friends and say, look how edgy I am.
Yeah.
And everybody in their own little cult has that same mentality of like, ooh, you're really owning them. Oh my God. And when you're around seriously fundamentalist religious people, they are very similar to that. Like, oh, we're gonna convert the masses with these Bible verses and these chick tracts. They'll save some souls. No, they won't. No, they won't. It doesn't work that way. You can't sit there and quote a book that somebody doesn't believe in and expect them to magically believe it. That's not how that works.
That's one of the things I've always liked about Ben Shapiro is that when he's in an argument with somebody who's an atheist, he never uses verses from the Torah as an argument because he knows the person he's arguing with doesn't give two shits. It's just doesn't make any sense to argue, even if that is something you believe, to argue from that book and use that as a factual basis for why your argument is correct, because they're not going to listen to you.
Exactly. These comics are vanity press. They're published for themselves to give to their friends to get accolades. It's not to entertain. It's not to convert new people into reading the material, to bring in new audience members, to gain a following. No, it's just virtue signaling about how wonderful they are to themselves. It's almost like looking in the mirror going, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me.
People like me. I have a slightly different take that I want to get to after we remind the audience Ranting Monkey and Monkey in the Morning is brought to you by you. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a link in chat where you can do it. And don't forget to support these wonderful people on the stream. They will throw their link into chat too.
No,
I don't think necessarily that you're wrong overall, but I do think there's a set of people, even in mainstream politics, who seriously believe it's not that they're necessarily behind. They still think that the religious right is what they're fighting. I can't tell you how many times I've had arguments and I've had to explain to people, I'm not arguing from a religious position. I have a logical basis for why I think like I do. That has nothing to do with a God. None. But you see it with Trump. There's a whole bunch of people online. Even the Krasensteins do it now and then, Polly, where they'll talk about how, look, he lied to the religious right, the evangelicals. Like, no, he didn't. And they're like, look, evangelicals, he's not doing it like the Bible would say. Like, do you understand that's not who put him in office, you stupid fucks?
Yeah, but that's part of the indoctrination of this belief system. They had to create a phantom villain.
Yeah, well,
and inflate it. And the religious right was in power in the 80s and 90s. Their power waned significantly in the mid-90s. But that's kind of where their mind is set. These people are still stuck in the Clinton era. You know, the vast right-wing conspiracy.
Yeah.
But that's what they're indoctrinated to believe, is that there's all these phantom criminals and miscreants and religious people and whatever out there that just don't exist. All these bizarre right-winging cultists, Klansmen, that sort of thing. But they have a cult mindset of their own, and they can't see past that. They're useful idiots in many respects.
I would actually say they're stuck back in, say, 2012. 2012, if you told me, that was the last big religious fight, was gay marriage. And once that was won by the left, and everybody's like, all right, I don't give a fuck. The power of the right in the Republican Party waned a lot, of the religious right, waned a lot. And Donald Trump comes in and he was not elected by the religious right. Comics or Gamergate had nothing to do with people being overly religious. If you listen to the stuff that came out of the free speech side, you can tell there's not a whole lot of Jesus in there. I'm not saying there's not Jesus, but it wasn't the arguments of this is what God told me to say. I do think that they're stuck a little bit behind, but I think they think it's edgy because they honestly believe that's what anybody who disagrees with them is thinking. And it's their whole side thinks like that.
Yeah.
They think because I don't believe in abortion that it has to be because God told me not to. No.
Yep. No, Monkey, that's totally what it is.
Yeah, God told me. And
do you hear these voices often?
Yes. The only voice in my head is mine, and I'm convinced it's God's voice.
Okay, then.
Just throwing that out there. Do I still have it stuck on you? Oh, no, I don't. Okay. Are you sharing your screen for a reason, Polly?
No.
Okay. Just helping you out there in case you come across some porn. There we go.
No, I'm just typing in chat to Vortex right now. I didn't even. It's like, what am I sharing? Oops.
You know, we haven't talked about yet tonight. Anybody want to guess? Eve, you want to guess what we haven't talked about?
How gorgeous I am?
Well, that is true too.
Oh, I know. Boobs.
There you go. I wasn't the first one to bring it up.
Boobs.
I like boobs.
I do too.
Boobs are awesome. A lot of people saying AOC. What? We don't talk about her all that much anymore.
No, fuck AOC. We're talking about boobs now. I'd rather talk about.
I mean, Jack would, but
I mean, she's a boob, but not the good kind.
she is a single boob, and that's not even the. Yeah.
She's.
I got a donation here from Terry Diamandis. Thank you, Terry. Money for Jack the motherfucking Cochran so he can hire a hooker and leave his poor mother alone.
Whoa!
That's disturbing on a couple of levels. Terry, I love you. Terry's great.
Yeah,
Terry's
thank you, Terry.
fantastic. You've heard Terry speak, haven't you, Monkey?
Yes, beautiful voice.
His voice is so soft spoken.
Monk says Stacy Dash. No, we already talked about her. I brought her up earlier.
yeah, really, really.
Well, in a way, we're talking about her. She has boobs.
Ramen, I will definitely check out the story. We'll get to MITAM in a moment here. But we're on boobs. I can't believe nobody guessed boobs.
Oh, I knew it was boobs.
Man,
We were just talking about politicians. They're boobs.
Dax always thinks about boobs.
Duh.
politicians are cunts, man. They're dirty, unwashed cunts.
Well,
yes.
Except Hillary, because I'm not depressed. Just throwing that out there.
All right, let's take a look at the hashtag here. Lots of people want us to. Oh, look, there is Stacy right at the top. Thank you, Jordan. I need a moment. She got a fine ass.
No fap on stream, please.
I've never fapped on stream. I'm gonna do it one day.
Don't.
Wait. Why is One Direction at the top of the latest? Fuck that.
Uh-oh.
Someone
we're
needs to
reclaiming.
fix that.
You've already destroyed everything. You fix this now.
I gotta kill my camera real quick.
Ooh, Kai, I think is how we say that name. Lawsuit: emotional support dog mauls 5-year-old at Portland Airport.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read that story. There's a picture of this poor kid. Oh fuck.
Why are we okay? Look, kids and animals is like a double no-no.
There was no death.
There's
So
no death,
technically,
but still, it's some kid getting hurt, and it's getting hurt by an animal. So it's not a good thing all around.
Ow.
California woman with the surname Meth sentenced for supplying meth.
Good job, genius.
They
That is
never
a very
suspected
unfortunate
her.
person. She's not this dumb.
A California woman with the last name Meth was sentenced to prison after she smuggled meth to an inmate at a state prison. That's the circle of life, Simba.
That's wild.
Oh, God. Don Lemon agrees this was the worst Black History Month ever.
Wow.
Oh, we all care what Don Lemon thinks.
And
You should, racist.
Don Lemon is a racist.
Don Lemon makes me racist. I guess I'm part of the KKK.
He doesn't date black guys, so
I have a
racist.
question.
Yeah.
Why is Tucker Carlson now calling Don Lemon Don Lemon?
Don Lemon.
I don't know, just to fuck with him.
I would assume so, but that's like a little. I don't know. Really, Tucker? Like, what? You're a clever guy. You know, you're an essayist by trade. You're a writer. That's the best you can come up with, Don Lemon.
Maybe there was already somebody named Don Lemonade.
So I have a question for Dax. Where do you get your white hoods? Because I can't find any in my size.
You got to sew them yourself, and it's a pain in the ass if you don't have the right thread.
Really?
Yeah. Part of the
Scientists were excited to spot a huge spider eating an opossum, but you might have nightmares. There's a video of it.
No, I'm good.
It was almost midnight in the Peruvian Amazon when scientists from the University of Michigan heard a scratching noise in the leaves and saw a dinner plate-sized tarantula dragging an opossum along the forest floor. Holy fuck.
No.
All the women
Ghost
screamed
Spider.
before passing out, and the men shit themselves.
No.
Ghost Spider. I'm gonna watch this. Hang on. I like spiders.
Mhm.
I like watching
No.
them catch their prey.
No.
It's amazing.
Because that's just a hop, skip, and a jump from one of us.
Literally.
Yep.
I'm a lot bigger than one of them.
Like, I don't know what it is about spiders. Oh, but these things are the size of a dinner plate.
So you hit it with a
That's like
dinner plate. It'll go down.
That's like a fucking face hugger. One of them
That's what I was
motherfuckers
thinking
sneaks up
too.
on you.
Fuck. That thing is
Yeah.
huge.
That's what she
It is
said.
literally the its body is the same length as that opossum.
That's what I'm telling you, man. There are things in the Amazon that should stay in the goddamn Amazon.
That's true.
Yeah. Why do
holy
people keep going there?
Well, because it is actually a window into the past. There are things there that are happening on a scale that don't happen anywhere else in the world. So
They go
scientifically,
there-
it's a very interesting place. It's also a very dangerous place.
They go there to bring back diseases that we can't cure.
Yeah, and giant spiders and other horrible things. Like, oh my God, just fence it off and leave it. You know what we could send in there to look at these things? Drones.
We could do that.
This is true.
Look, all you got to do, bring a flamethrower with you.
No, they get all pissy about burning down the rainforest. Then you got a bunch of smelly hippies down there. Haven't you seen Green Inferno?
No.
Oh, it's about
That
a bunch of
went
hippies
so
trying
well.
to. Yeah, they went down to save this tribe, and then they got eaten because their tribe's cannibals.
Oh, I remember that.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't go down there.
No, there's nothing good could come of it. Nothing good ever comes out of the Amazon. They're not like, oh, hey, we found this tribe full of hot supermodel virgins that need deflowering, and their piles of gold they're willing to give to their men next to this bar. No, that never happens.
All right, this is the last story we're gonna do, and I'm sorry I didn't give credit to all those who sent in stories.
You forgot.
I did. Thank you, everyone. Ex-transgender man now wants to live as a sexless alien and has. Wait, we're not done.
I'm just getting ready. I'm just getting ready.
And has had his nipples removed.
Yay! Sandpaper or duct tape?
I have nothing. I was getting ready to be outraged and incensed, but it's like, you know what? You've been through enough.
Here you go. Here's alien boy, girl. I'm not sure if it's an ex-transgender, so I'm not.
Oh my God.
There it is.
Pretty eyes.
I've seen that thing before.
Why would you put that?
I suspect there will be some anal probing.
I hope someday you have to have an MRI.
No,
Jareth Nebula might live on Earth, but he firmly believes he belongs on another planet. The 33-year-old, who was born a woman but transitioned to become a man when he was 29, now believes he doesn't fit into any human gender and is in fact an alien.
Sure. Okay.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, buddy.
The barbershop receptionist has even had his nipples removed and shaves his eyebrows to, quote, make him feel less human. Jareth, who has named himself after David Bowie's character in Labyrinth,
Why
and Nebula, like the space cloud, already has 78 stars across his body and hopes to increase this to 333, as 3 has always been my lucky number.
Stars.
Yeah, living alone, he now why 333? Why not 3,333?
Well, you don't want to get greedy, do you?
Oh no, because that would be 3 3s and 3 is his lucky number. Okay, I get it.
Do they show the nippleless tits? Because I really kind of want to see what they look like.
Do they have the nipple? Oh my God. I'm still. Oh wow. Not exactly. They show a picture with band-aids over the nipples.
Nah.
This is all very confusing.
You know what? We're not going to read the rest of the article, but we are going to scroll through the pictures. Let's get back to where we were, because oh my goodness. Share. Was I still sharing?
Yep.
You were.
Okay. So we have this picture. And why? Okay,
Wow.
you shaved your eyebrows, but drew eyebrows back on?
That's actually more common than you think among makeup artists.
No, I get that, but they did it because they wanted to feel less human.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, are these tattoos or is this just drawn on?
Those are
This is
drawn
drawn.
on
Okay, just checking.
because these things come and go. As she has a cupcake on her head, or what? Or he, sorry, on his head here. There's the nipple thing. Had the nipples removed. Don't know why. And there's that. He's an alien, y'all.
Jack Gunsky says, Polly, what's worse, this or Ellen Page?
Oh, this. But
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
I'm hesitant to not give Ellen Page top billing. I mean,
Well,
wow,
I could-
she's
Yeah,
She just looks like a dyke. You know, this person is
I'm still not
Yeah.
comfortable with the whole Ellen Page thing. Like it was only like a week and a half ago. And then Jack says like, Polly, I don't think Ellen Page looks anymore like you remember her. And I was like, really? And I looked into it and I'm like, oh my God. Like it was
yeah.
like, I
oh,
was-
you only just found out. Okay.
it's like I realized she'd come out as a lesbian and so forth. And I don't know. I was living in my own little fantasy world where she was still the cute girl from Inception, you know. Oops.
That's computer
Sorry.
generated. See, this alien I could take in a fight. Ellen
You
Page
could.
has a giant forehead. I don't know. She might be able to bonk me to death. I don't know.
I want to read the one of the last lines of this. Who is anyone to tell me, or who is anyone to tell you who you can or can't be? If someone wants to identify as anything, even an animal, let them.
No,
You can
Just
call
no.
yourself.
it's called reality.
Call yourself whatever the fuck you want to. But by the way, they go on to say they're going to become more alien-like every day. You don't know what a fucking alien looks like. You're just
Good call.
You're literally making shit up to be special. Fuck off. I can say you are not an alien. You know how? Because you're fucking human. I can see it. I actually had an argument with an asshole when I first got online. One of the first arguments I ever got into was with some moron who told me they weren't human. And they were serious.
That's good.
I was like, well, what are you? I said, are you an alien? They go, no, I'm just not human. I'm like, what?
I'm Demonkin.
That makes no fucking sense.
Beelzebub spawned me.
This is not a transgender argument at this point. This is a fucking lunatic who wants attention.
Mm-hmm.
Now, monkey, this is what an alien looks like. See, reptilian eyes, reptilian head, the Illuminati.
I thought that's what
Reptilian.
I thought that's what
He's
Congress
whispering.
looked like underneath their
There's the
Their human face.
queen. I'm just saying. You asked what an alien looked like. Here you go.
Wouldn't
There's
that
a
just
lot
be
of
one
pictures.
one type of alien?
Yeah, the reptilians. They're at war with the Greys.
Aren't there other kinds of aliens? The Greys would be aliens, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so
And then you got your Deeros that live in the hollow earth. They're all over the place.
And the cloud people who live in the clouds, obviously.
Well, yeah, but they're minding their own cloud business. You know.
No, what are you talking about? They're in cahoots with the people doing the chemtrails. This is
Well,
where's
yeah.
the one that looked like a My Little Pony ran into a cupcake? Because that's what kind this guy is.
I have no idea. I only know about a handful. You got your what they call the Norse. They're from the Pleiades. They look like humans with long blonde hair usually. You got your reptilian.
Oh, so like
your
Thor.
Greys. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Valiant Thor. It was he was a Norse alien.
See, I know things.
I know too much.
I've seen too much.
I've seen way too much.
Hey,
Is it?
Monkey.
Should I be worried that the spider was more comforting to me than this fucking person?
I don't know. I thought he had pretty eyes and was a really good makeup artist. Like, it takes a lot of talent to be able to do all that.
I feel like you could just go to any bakery, slam your face into something, and you come out looking the same.
Wow.
That just strikes me as a dramatically unhappy person if you were to sit down and have lunch with it. Whatever their pronouns are.
I don't care about the pronouns.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call them freak to their face, and that's it.
They obviously have a lot of issues they need to work through because they can't get to their true self underneath the human skin.
Gotcha. How much pastel makeup does it take to peel skin off?
I like this one.
You never know, man. You never know.
Polly, you'd said monkey. Was there something you're gonna say?
Remember the poster for A Few Good Men, that 90s movie?
Yeah.
Pretty iconic poster. I stole this from whatchamacallit, from Crowder's newest stream, but it made me really laugh, so I was like, cool.
Oh, nice.
Ew.
A Few Good Men hating Facebook engineers.
Nice.
Man, he's coming out guns blazing after he caught that 4-time over YouTube strike down for his Oscar coverage.
Yeah.
Because lots of people did Oscar coverage, but I mean, he's got 3.5 million subs and was it nearly 50,000 people watching
I think
live?
it said like 53,000 people were close to that number.
There was more people watching his ironic satire of the Oscars than there was watching ABC's live stream of the actual Oscars.
And that's why they struck him.
That's why they struck him. ABC struck him, and then 24 hours later, the strike was removed after his half-Asian lawyer got involved and said, fuck this. And so they removed it, and then the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences struck it down.
Yeah.
And he's been through 4 different strikes against it. And it's like, come on, guys, you know that this is legitimate fair use. We've won these cases over and over again. It doesn't stop them. And what's funny about that is Crowder can get as mad as he wants. And I absolutely understand why he is. And I think he's absolutely in the right to be pissed off. But they did it why they did it, to shut you down at the time. And he knows that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it was
They killed his live views, which is what the important part was. People aren't going to pay so much attention to it after the fact.
right. It's like the archive of it. Sure, people will watch it, but you can't be more popular with your satire than we are of the original thing. It's like, that's a sign of how out of touch you are. It's nobody cares about your fucking Oscars as much as you think that they do. And
What needs to happen is somebody with money needs to sue these fuckers. When this happens, because one, this cost him money.
Lots of it.
Yeah.
Super chats are where money's made on YouTube. It doesn't. I mean, the fact that 50,000 people were watching. I didn't see it, but I bet that fucker was lit up in green and blue and red and orange. They cost him money for that, and they did it with a copyright strike. They know was bullshit. Don't tell me that you guys at the fucking ABC don't know how copyright works.
Yeah. They goddamn well knew, but the DMCA claims don't bear responsibility on the person who's offering the strike. It's like, oh, we struck it. Oh, well, we removed the strike. Sorry, our mistake.
No.
There's no consequences for doing that.
When
Do you know what I mean?
When you fill out a copyright strike, you agree under oath that you believe that it is a
Legitimate
violation of copyright.
They could simply argue that under oath,
No.
they believe that they thought it was not a legitimate form of fair use.
Yeah, but that'll only
Bullshit.
take them so far if it happens
Bullshit.
more and more.
All they have to do is go, you don't have lawyers here for that? You're going to tell me that ABC doesn't hire enough lawyers, that you guys who actually do go after legitimate copyright claims don't know the fucking law? Whoever filed that claim had to check a box that says, under oath, I believe that this is a legitimate claim.
I mean, I don't even disagree with you. I hear you, but I just don't think there's any. I mean, is that your point that, like, somebody needs to sue these fuckers on that basis?
Yes.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean,
sue them on that basis because the DMCA law is very clear on this. And
the problem with that is that it has to go through to court too, is because most of these people will sue and then they'll settle.
They settle. Yep.
And since that never goes through to court, there's no precedent set, and they can't keep coming back with the same shit and just going, oh, our bad, here's some money, we'll make you go away.
Yeah, that's why the H3H3 one was such a big deal, is because we finally got precedent on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we knew it all along. It's what the fucking law says. But you have these shitbags who abuse the fuck out of it. And until somebody goes in there and actually sues the shit out of them and wins a big settlement, it's not going to matter. Because all they have to do is, they get to take it back.
Yeah.
But you got to have somebody who's willing to risk what they can make through a settlement to set the precedent, like H3H3 did. They were like, no, we're doing this not just for us, but for everybody who comes after us and who will get DMCA'd and copyright struck and stuff like that.
Well, and in that case, I mean, the guy wasn't willing to settle anyway, and he had nothing to give him. When you're doing it to somebody like ABC, they have a shit ton of money. They can just go, and give that to them.
Yeah.
But guys, we've just passed the 2-hour mark. We're at my birthday now, and not my real birthday, guys. Just the time. It's 4/22, which is my birthday. Write that down.
Say you and STA share the same birthday, don't you?
Indeed, April 22nd, the day God made me. If you believe in a God. If you don't believe in a God, that's the day my mom squirted me out. But every time you see 4/22 on a clock, you should be like, that's Monkey's birthday. That's what I do. Chat, guys, thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you for being you. You guys are amazing, and we love you. With that, let's start with Eve. Anything you want to pimp out?
Come back to me. I need to gather my links.
Jack, anything you'd like to pimp out?
You should also make sure to share this video with your friends and go subscribe to Polly's channel because we're on there every Wednesday.
There you go. Dax, anything you'd like to pimp out?
Are we streaming tonight?
Yeah. Oh, it's Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we should be.
Cool. Then we're doing that.
Polly?
Yes.
Anything you'd like to pimp out?
Well, yes, there is. As Jack just mentioned, there is my link to my channel where Jack Inquisitor and I get together every Wednesday to do comic book curation, where we talk about all things comic books, including a lot of the Comicsgate stuff that was being talked about tonight. And there's a lot of details that we didn't get into that we're definitely going to be covering this coming Wednesday, including all the fuckeries and debacles that happened at that conference that I was alluding to, and all of the lame media assets that were activated to cover it up and pretend it's not a big deal. Lying motherfuckers. So yeah. So come join us and don't get blackpilled, because we'll handle that for you. We already are.
Come.
Jesus.
And Eve, are you ready?
Yes.
Anything you'd like to pimp out?
Yes. I just put my links in chat. One is to my personal channel, youtube.com/chaoseve. Pretty easy to remember. And then the Minions of the Zoo channel, where I host at least once a week lately, and I'm on there pretty often. So
check them out, guys. And tonight we are on my channel at 9 p.m. Eastern time for Lords of the Night. And then we'll be over on 2 Cents Plus Gaming playing Borderlands 2. We'll be giving out a game. I don't know which one it'll be. But come check it out. We have a lot of fun. And with that, guys, I'd like to thank Polly, Dax, Eve, and Jack. Everyone, have a great Saturday. We'll see you next time.
Later.
good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.